Galatasaray destroy Eyüpspor 5-1. What a great game. Serkan, how do you feel?
I feel great. This was a game where we had the chance to take some risks. We were playing at home with good players on the bench, finally, like after 5 months, 6 months. If there was a game to play Osimhen and Icardi at the same time, this was the right game. This was the right game. If it had been an away game, that would have been a different story.
But what a game. So here's the starting lineup. You see that Sara isn't playing, Torreira isn't playing. Neither one of them played a minute, which is great because Torreira's played so many minutes. And yes, Osimhen up front. What would you say? Icardi's a false 9 because he's not playing 10, but he's in the 10 position.
Well, yeah, he played false 9. Especially in the second half, yeah.
Yeah. And so then you had our new boy, Noah Lang, on the left. Barsh didn't start. And Younes started on the wing. So off we go. And in the second minute, you're thinking, okay, if Icardi's the forward, Osimhen's the forward, so Icardi should have the assist. But no, here you see Osimhen with a long pass down the left wing, and all of a sudden the short guy, Younes, after scoring his first header ever last week, now has 2 in 2 games.
Yep.
And Icardi looked a little disappointed that the short guy took it away from him. But don't worry, Icardi. You're going to have your chance. And he did. Half hour later, boom, Icardi scores. Beautiful goal. Now we're up 2-0. We're cruising. But wait, it gets better. 5 minutes later, this pass to Younes, and boom, he's tripped. Some people saying he wasn't tripped. The guy stepped on his foot. He was the last man back. Direct red card. So now we're up 2-0, and there's 10 men. But it's halftime. And in a rare form of great coaching, Okan, were you as shocked by this as I was, Serkan? Okan Hoja, 2, not 1, but 2 halftime changes. A Sprilla for Younes and Singo in for Davidson.
It was because it was 2-0 and they were playing with 10 men.
I know, but still, I'm not used to seeing anybody come in before like the 65th minute with Okan, like under any circumstance.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
And so now today we saw people were saying, why didn't we substitute another defensive player? Well, where did Singo go in? He came in for Davidson and he played in the middle. He didn't come and play right back. He played in Davidson's position.
I wish John Armando was on the bench. That's the only wish that I had about this game. This would have been a great game for him.
You can't bring everybody. And they did bring Naga. I think it's Naga, right?
Niaga.
Yeah, they brought Niaga. So you got those 2 players in, and yes, Singo's playing in his 3rd game in a row. It's a Christmas miracle, I tell you. Then in the 48th, again, it was all backwards. Osimhen to Icardi. And Icardi scores again. So now he's got 2. And it's 3-0. Then you're talking about wanting Armando. Well, Abdul Karim comes off for Nhaga. So he comes in, makes his home debut, and I was very proud of the fans. What a rousing ovation the young man got his first time on the field.
That was his first game at Gala.
So that's in the 64th minute, you took Lang off. Bardish came in. In the 69th, Icardi scores the hat trick. His second ever hat trick with Galatasaray. And now let's take a minute and talk about this. You were the Icardi hater first, and you won me over. I was saying Icardi.
I don't know. Let's just roll back. I did not say that I hated Icardi.
You didn't say you hate him.
I just didn't like the way that he played.
Well,
he was warming up. He's been warming up for the past 3, 4 games and has been improving his performance. That's what we expected from him. With that being said, is he enough for the Champions League? The answer is no.
I don't know.
Well,
He
they
sure,
don't give you that much space in the Champions League.
yeah, but he sure knows where to stand.
He's definitely the fox in the box. There's no question about it. But
Well, yeah,
he's not Osimhen.
but you can't say that like it's a negative thing. Ibrahimovic was a fox. Van Nistelrooy, the same way. These guys never made super long runs. They were around waiting. Where's the ball? Yeah, I scored. And so
But we don't play that kind of game. That's the problem.
we kind of do because Icardi has a bunch of goals.
We play lots of through balls, and Icardi is not meant to be that guy.
Well, so we did, but now we're bringing in these new players, and Lang likes to cross, Asprilla likes to do that kind of thing. So I see our game kind of developing a little bit differently, which might suit Icardi a little bit more because he now has, let's see, 1, 2, that's 5 goals in the past 3 games. So that's pretty cool. I like it. So yes, I take back what I said. I thought he was kind of done, but he looks like he has, like we said he should do, slowly lost the weight, and his leg looks better. His shots have looked way more powerful the last 2 or 3 weeks than they did. The shot he hit an incredible shot that the keeper deflected in the first half. He's falling down and still managed to get it on goal.
Yeah, with his left foot.
Yeah, so that was a very athletic. That's what he looked like he was lacking, those athletic plays. But that was a very athletic looking play, which makes me very happy.
I think he's going after a new contract. That's why he's playing this good.
Hey, that's great. Do whatever you want to do, bud. then the 73rd, Khan comes in for Sasha Boy, and then in the 85th, I want to give him an assist. Singo with the assist on the own goal. Because if that defender hadn't been there, Icardi would have scored 4. Because that's what I'm saying. They came down, and Icardi seems to have more pace. And this is what we missed about Singo, right? Singo is that offensive, defensive left back. He can make those runs, and he can pass. And so Icardi kept up with him. If that defender had been like a step late, Icardi would have scored again.
The run that he made me it crap out of me. I thought he was gonna pull his muscle again.
Who's Singo?
The 5th goal. Yes. I was like, no, don't run, no, stop, please stop, don't go for the ball, just stop where you are.
You cannot live in fear, Serkan. He hasn't played like in 2 years. He should be happy. He should be healthy now. And they're doing the right thing.
I don't know. Crap out of me, I'm telling you.
Let's see, when did he come in? So this is the longest he's played. He's been coming in like in the 70th minute and the 75th minute, so he played the full second half today. So that's a good sign.
But he played as a center back.
Right.
For the most part.
So we won't talk about that today. That's in our Juventus preview video, which will come out probably Monday. That's going to be something interesting to talk about. With his kind of speed, would he start for maybe an Abdul Karim in the Champions League?
I wouldn't do that. That's how we played against Frankfurt, and we know what happened.
I wouldn't either. But again, I'm not saying what I would do. We're going to talk about what we think will happen. So yeah, great game, and you said it earlier. It is so nice to be able to take off good players and bring in good players. There was somebody, one of the Turkish journalists this week has said, if we made like one more transfer, we could field an entirely different team in the Super League.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. That's just something that we were severely lacking. We've had it in past seasons, and we finally have it now. And there's no need talking about the past. That's in the past. But I really, really like this team. This puts us up to a 6-point lead, a 40-goal difference, which is 10 better than. And I'm going to try something. When I talk about that other team, I'm going to start, that team that cannot be named, they always seem to do well. If I don't watch them, don't talk about them, they don't do well at all. And so there's a big game tomorrow in Trabzon with the team that cannot be named.
Speaking of the game, what do you think? What do you think about such a boy?
Oh, I think for a guy that was supposed to be injured when he got here, and hadn't played in a while, I think he's playing pretty good.
He didn't look as sharp as he used to be. That's my take.
Didn't they say?
He was beaten for pace a few times in the first half.
I don't understand it, though. All the reports that we saw was that he was injured when he got here, and then he played the first week. So I don't know. Is he playing? There's no way they'd be playing him injured, would they? Not with having Shalai and Singo.
I don't know. It just didn't seem like he had the tempo we were expecting from him.
I think it's a little early. I think he'll be fine. I don't think they would have transferred him if they if something was wrong. I really don't.
He'll get used to our gaming style, so he'll be fine. It's
I
just
do.
a slight disappointment that I had
I understand. Well,
that I wanted to share.
Hey, here's the great thing. When we can have a league game that we win 5-1, and your biggest complaint is a new player in his second game we transferred is a little slower than he used to be, isn't life great?
It was dribbled past a few times, and that's not how it used to be. Like,
And that's okay. Guess what? You know what he's not? He's not the starter. You know what he's good enough to do? In today's form, just today, not in the future, in today's form, start against Eyüpspor and do fine.
yeah.
He can do that against, in the form he has today, do that against 90% of the Super League and anybody we'd face in the Turkish Cup. And that's what we wanted. We don't have to have 3 Shalais. We've got a Shalai, a Singo, and a Sane. They can all go different places. That's what you want. Like I loved Jakob's interview before the game, right? They're asking him about Aaron playing. And he seemed very genuine, saying that we're both really good players with different talents. It's fine for either one of us to start and rotate. It didn't look like he was forcing that answer. And I think we've put together a good team where there's not these crazy egos on the bench. Like when Barish came in, he didn't come in looking like he was unhappy he didn't start.
That kind of competition brings success. That has been the case for the past 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the kind of competition that we've been looking for, and finally we have it.
I agree. There's competition. The only person that probably can just like do whatever he wants to is probably Torreira.
Poor guy. Well, Niega is not the exact replacement for Torreira, but
it was
that guy.
It was
I love him.
It was Torreira's birthday this week. I had one of the fans of the show message me going, "What are they doing partying? They've got a game this week." And I'm
I want
like,
to talk about it.
I'm like, trust me, this is good for them. It's been a high-stress season with all the injuries and the Champions League losses and getting through by the skin of our teeth. They got Ocon after the game.
Beings. They're not robots. Of course they're going to party.
Yeah. Ocon gave them 2 days off, which was great for their bodies to heal up. I work out. If I train on Saturday and just take off Sunday, you can tell especially the 2 weeks later. So giving them 2 days off was great. And then they got to have fun, but not individually. They got to have fun as a team.
It boosts your energy.
Yeah. And then who was there? Was it it wasn't Doe's swag. It was one of the other Turkish rappers.
Was he? What? Um, I know who you're talking about.
I can't get Doe's swag out of
The
my head.
guy, the guy next to Demet Akalın.
Yeah, yeah, Denmark. She was there.
Is it? No, it's not. I was gonna say CS5. Maybe CS5 is not even a name. Not
It's not. It's
CS5.
not a name. I have been joking with Tuba that I'm going to become a Turkish rapper and be Bata swag and be the nemesis of Doe swag. I felt like that would be fun. I felt like that'd be fun.
Go, go for it. Go for it. I'll be your
But
biggest supporter.
I'll dedicate my first track to you. Don't worry. So yes, we passed the final test before Juventus. What's today? Friday. So we got Saturday, and we're at home today, so that was good too. So you got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You got 4 days and a change because that game's much later than this game was today. So very very exciting times coming up. Very exciting times. But we remain leader Galatasaray. Hopefully, some good news will come out of the Black Sea region tomorrow. That'd be awesome. And Serkan, any last words?
We're expecting some good news tomorrow, so let's just pray for that.
And if you enjoy our witty banter, subscribe. If this episode was good, give it a like. We'd appreciate it. And Hadi, Imbuk, Jim Boom.